Hi guys, this is Vineet, and in this video we will talk about how you can do point-in-time restores in SQL Server. Before we proceed ahead, I would request you guys to please go ahead and click on the subscribe button which is coming below this video, and when you click on subscribe button, a bell icon will appear. Click on that bell icon and select all notifications regarding all my future videos. So once this is done, I would like to discuss some of the points to be remembered while watching this video. So I would request you guys to watch video till the end to gain better clarity of the concept. If possible, watch this video twice to gain better understanding. And do the exercises in your lab environment with test databases. That will help you in understanding this stuff more practically. And we would like to know your thoughts regarding our videos, so please share your comments and also share your stories regarding any real situations where you have applied my stuff mentioned in the videos. And also do let us know if you want us to make videos on some other topics inside SQL Server. We will try to make them. And let's go back to the topic now, which is point-in-time restores in SQL Server. So let me take you to notes. So we will cover this demo restoring a SQL Server to a point in time under the full recovery model. So this point in time restore is only possible under the full recovery model, not under the simple recovery model. Let's go to SQL Server. So we have a plan here to perform all this point in time restore. So right now I do not have any backups, and if I try to we will be working with Northwind database, and if I go to restore database at this moment and see if there is any backups available for Northwind. So it is not showing up any backup history. Why we are getting an error? There are a restore plan cannot be created due to a break in LSN chain. So we had done multiple restore backups, so that broke the LSN chain. So what we will do, we will start fresh, and let me delete the database history first. So give me a minute. Let me clear that off. So guys, I have just deleted the backup history. So this is the stored procedure through which you can delete the backup history. SP delete database backup history, Northwind. So I've deleted the whatever backup history. This stored procedure is available under the MSTB database. So you can run this stored procedure along with mentioning the database name for which you want to delete the database backup history. So if we go back to restore, I think it should not give us the LSN break chain message. So even if I select Northwind, okay, so now the Northwind is not coming over here, so backup history is not available for Northwind. So let's start afresh where we'll take let's go by this. So we will take a full database backup of Northwind database. Let's take this. So I'm first teaching you how you can do a point in time restore using the SQL Server Management Studio. Then we will go back to the T-SQL mode where I will tell you how to do this via the T-SQL statements. So let's do a restore. We want to take a full database backup. So what you need to do, you need to right click on the database, go to task and select backup. I'm taking a full database backup. So right now database backup type is full, database is not found. We are not storing the database inside a file, but yeah, we are storing the database backup information within the database itself. So the backup information gets stored in the MSTB data, the backup history information basically. So what we are backing up? We are backing up a database, but we are backing it up to a disk file. So Northwind back will be the file where the full database backup is taken. Let's see the other options. Leave them to default and let's check the backup options. So I think everything is fine here. Let's take a backup. So backup is created. Let's see if file has got created. So we have a Northwind back which contains the full database backup. All right. Now what is the next step? This is done now. This is done. We want to take our transaction log backup after making the changes to our customer ID in the customers table. So I'm updating this table, a nolfindb.customers table. So if I check the information first regarding the store, if I do a select star from copy this whole table name and where customer ID is Volza. Let's check the region for this because we will change the region of this customer to India. So currently this has a null region. So let me make a change and update the row. Now I've changed the Volza region to India. So we can check this using this statement. And so this part is done. We have made changes after taking a full backup. So full backup does not contain these changes. Whereas now I will take transaction log backup, which will contain these changes. So we also had to note the update time, which is around this. So let's take this update was made around this time because little bit before than that. So take a note of the time when you made this update. We have just taken a note. So now take a log backup, transaction log backup. We have made a transaction. So we'll take a log backup. So how to do that? Right click on Northwind, go to task and go to backup. We'll take a transaction log backup. So under the backup type, select transaction log. We are taking a transaction log backup. And if you want to maintain a separate file for that, that's okay with this. But yeah, do you want to keep a separate file or the same file? Let's take it in a separate file. Let's keep it to this file. Okay. We're taking the transaction log in the same file where we have taken the full database backup. And let's check the other options, which are okay to me. So find the database. So after the transaction log backup is taken, the transaction log gets truncated. All the information in transaction log get wiped out. So we are not taking a tail log backup, but instead taking a transaction log backup. Let's take a transaction log backup. Okay. So just taking a backup out of this. So if we do a restore like this and select device, select that particular file. Now that file contains both this file. This file contains both the full database backup. You can check the contents where after selecting the file, going to contents, you can check the contents. This contains the full database backup as well as a transaction log backup. Sequences 1 and 2. All right, let's come out of this. So this is done. So transaction log backup now contains the changes to this customer, and this is done. So this part is done. We have shown you how to do it via T-SQL system. Now I think the update was made at this time, and right now it's 4:52 now. This is almost done, like we have almost waited for 2 minutes. And now we will do I'm creating a hypothetical situation where we are accidentally region column update on all of the, so it's an accidental update on the region column. So we will make an update on all the rows of the table where we will change the region of all the rows to India. So this will be the statement, and we will note down the time of the deletion, not deletion, updation basically. We are updating the row. So we are updating the customers table and setting the region of all rows to India because we are not specifying any where parameter, so it will apply on all the rows. So 91 rows got updated, and let's note down the time of change, which is this. So at this time we have updated around 1653. The changes were made where all the rows are updated to India. So this is an accidental update. All right, and Give me a second, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. So we have noted down the time of the updation where all the rows are updated to India. The region is updated to India. We see all the rows. All of them are updated to India. Now, this is done accidentally. Now I want to perform all the restore sequences. So first we need to take a tail log backup before so I think we have just taken a transaction log backup. So I think that should be the tail log backup. And let's start with this step. We will restore the database to point in time. So I'm not doing this through command. So what we will do? We will restore to the point where we just have this change of Valza. Let's take another transaction log backup for safety because I have not taken a transaction log backup after all the rows are updated. So let's take another transaction log backup. So right click on the database, go to task and do a backup. This will be a tail of log backup. So we are doing a transaction log backup and now we are performing a restore sequence where we are backing up the tail of the log and leaving the database in restoring state. We are restarting the restore procedure. So this will back up the tail of the log under the transaction log backup. And we are appending it to existing backup set, taking it out of the same file. So let's do that. So our tail log backup is taken. Now, if you go to restore database and select that device, which is a file, and Northwind, now these contains 3 backups. If we check the contents, one is the full database backup, another one is after making a change to a single row, and this is a tail log backup, which is a copy only, showing copy only, and its sequence is third. And now the database is in a restoring state, so it cannot be used in this state. So we are done up till this step. Tail of the log backup is taken. So what we will do at this point, we will restore a full database backup. So let's do it via SQL Server Management Studio. So let's see. So we can do a point in time restore right here. We just need to select the file which we want to restore. So in our case, we have only a single file, Northwind back, and let's select that, and we have all the backups here. So if we look at this section here, restore to, the last backup was taken on November 17th, 4:56, which is the tail of the log backup. If you check the dates, so this is the time it is showing, and we can restore it to a point in time out of this. So in order to do that, if we go back to SQL Server, if we want to restore till the time a change was made, so I want to restore it to the time like 16, maybe 49, 1649. Let's restore it to 1649. So if we go to that window and go to the timeline, let's try to select 16 specific date and time, which is 1649. Let's try to see if we can restore it to that point. So this is a point in time restore. So let's try to see if it can allow us to restore till that point, 449. So it is selecting 2 backups to be restored. So I need to restore a full database backup and I need to restore from a transaction log backup if I want to restore till this point. Third log is not applicable over here. You see it has automatically selected whatever database backups are applicable at this point. So yeah, under the options you can see we are restoring it with recovery, so database will get fully recovered at this point. So this is a point in time restore where you can select on timeline at what point you want to restore. Accordingly, it will select the files in the backup sets, and let's click OK. Your database will get restored till that point. Now, at this point, if we will see the database is restored, and if we try to check the customer tables, now the region is again updated to null. And okay, so Walza does not have the changes at this point. So 1649 is not the correct time. So let's try to do it a little earlier than that. Let's go back to our restore database. We will again restore database. So select the device once again. We want to restore it till the point. Actually, I've not noted down the time of update. Let's try to add the file and see. So let's select a timeline. Let's try to judge the time when the update was made. So this was the time I've taken the transaction log backup. So let's try to do 15 seconds before that. What was the situation? So let's select specific date and time, and I'm selecting time as 4:49:15. Let's see if the changes were there 15 seconds before, and let's do 15. Let's see what's the situation over here. So both the backups are applied over here. Okay. So database is now restored till 16 hours 49 minutes and 15 seconds on 11:17. Now let's check all the rows of Northwind database. Let's run this statement and see if Walza has the update. Walza does not have the update. So let's take any time. Let's take any time after that. Because at the time of log backup, the change was there, right? Maybe it's not committed to the database at that time. Let's do another restore. So restore database, select a device. Now let's try to restore it. We will again increase some of the seconds. Okay, 3 database backups are there. We want to do restore till specific date time 4:49. And backup was taken at 4:49:31. Okay. Let's take 25 to see. Update was there at 25 p.m. Let's quickly do a restore. So we are not taking tail log backups over here, not required. Although earlier it had taken a tail log, but yeah, that was not required. Because any changes are not getting made to our database in the backend, so we are not taking any tail log backups here. Just let's restore it to 4:49:25. Let's see. Okay, tail of the back is always required while restoring database. So let's do it. Let's take a tail log backup and then restore it till 4:49:25 is the point in time. Okay, it's restored, and let's go back to SQL Server. Database is restored now. Let's check the database once again to see if changes are there. Oh, changes are still not there at that point. So changes till that point were not committed to the database. So let's completely restore it till this point, 4:49:31. Let's see if we get condition till that point. So this was database backup was still here. So up till that time the transaction was not committed to the database. So let's completely restore these two files and see if we get that. So separate tail of log backups are getting created every time we are doing a restore, and that's okay. And let's take Northwind back and do okay. Okay. So this time let's not select the third log, but yeah, let's try to restore the first two logs to see if the information comes up. If not, we will need the third copy of the log as well. So let's do okay. Database is restored. Now select database. So yeah, you see changes were there. So by the time we took the log backup, at that point the changes were committed to the row. So need to restore till this point in time. So that's how we look at it, and we can restore it to a later point in time when changes were even there after this point. Another change was made at this point. So we can restore it till the point 1650 when only the change to one row was there. So let's do another restore to 1650. Up till that time only change was made to the one row, not to all the rows. I will do one more restore. So I'm restoring a database, selecting the device, add the file, Northwind back, which contains 3 database backups. And this time what we'll do, we will restore it till 1650. Now 1650 is the time after that, but before that we can restore it till 1652 as well, because another time of updation was this. So let's restore it till 1651. 51. Let's take it 51. So let's do a specific date and time, which is 1651:00 p.m. Let's restore it till that point. So up till that point, 3 log backups are required. So up till that time also, it is just giving us 3 backups. Let's change the timeline to 52. Let's see, it takes 3 log backups. Yeah, at 52, it takes 3 log backups. So let's restore it till the point 1452. The change was made to a database at 1653, which was the biggest accidental change where we updated all the rows. So let's do this and restore it till point in time for 1652, where only the first made to one row only. So we can check the table at this point. So we will see all the rows, the region is not updated 20 at this point 1652. Only the one row was updated. So this is a point in time restore, guys. So I think you got the idea. Now let me show you how you can perform the same thing via the SQL Server T-SQL statements. So what we will do, we will do a full database backup. So we need to do backup database. Let's delete the backup history again. Let's execute it and delete the backup history of Northwind. History deleted. Now let me delete the files as well. We will create a file from scratch. So all of the tail log backups and the original full database backup log file I have deleted, and restore history is also deleted. Now let's take a full database backup of Northwind, and this time we will note down the correct time of the change. So there's no point in noting down the correct time of the change, but yeah, changes get committed later to the tables as well. So anyhow, we can note it down. So I'm taking backup at this point, so which is a full database backup, and we are using the back file. Throughout we will use the back file, not a separate file. We are just using one file here. So let's take a full database backup, which is done. A full database backup is created under Northwind back. Now we will select the row for Valza, which is right now showing up to India. Now what we will do, we will change the region to US. or maybe Florida. Let's make an update and we will note down the time of update. So update is made at this time 9:16. We will also note down the time of tail log backup. Okay, so let's see what's the time for tail log backup. Now I've updated the row to Florida for Volza, and we will take the tail log backup at this point. Now it's 17:10. Let's take a tail log backup. So tail log backup is also taken under the same file. So time is this for tail log backup. Now this is done. I don't want to wait for 2 minutes. Maybe we can wait for 1 minute. Now what we will do? We will accidentally update all the rows in the table to region column to India for all the rows. So let's wait for a minute. Once it's 17:11, I will issue the statement of updating all the rows. So that's why it's asking us to update for 2 minutes so that time gap can be created. Otherwise, all of the updates are in constant sequence. Let's update the rows. So it's 17:11. I'm making an update. So at this point, I made the update. So now I will check. The rows are all updated to India under the region section. This was the accidental update. Now I have to restart the restore sequence because I want the situation where only one row was updated, where the region for Volza was set to Florida. Right? So what we will do, the file name of the file is back. So we need to take the backup of the tail of the log. So we will do like this. Tail of the log backup will be taken under Northwind back. So tail of log backup is taken. Now what I'm doing is I'm restoring the full database backup. So here we need to specify the file ID as well because there are multiple backups within the same file. So let's see how we can give that. So if we go to restore database under this section and go to device and add this file Northwind back, you can check the file sequence. So you can check the contents here. So the sequence for full database backup is 1, the second transaction log backup is 2, and the third one is 3. So let's do with the file position 1. So we need to specify with file equals 1 and with no recovery, right? So first statement would be to restore the full database backup using no recovery and file equal to 1, which is restore the full database backup. Otherwise it will restore if you don't use this, it will restore the other files as well. So let's do this. So database is restored, but it should be in the recovering state or restoring state. This is done. Now I'm restoring so up till what point I want to restore. So I don't want to restore till this point, but yeah, I want to restore it the early point. So 17:10 should be fine for us because the initial update was made at 17:10. So we will take 17:10 as the time for, or maybe take 17:10. Let's remove PM. So date should be mentioned accurately, 17, and 17:10 is the date. This is the point in time where we want to restore. So we need to use the stop at option if we want to stop at particular point. So this is the stop at point, which is a point in time restore. File ID will be, now what should be the file ID? So the transaction log backup was taken at 1710. Yeah, this file ID second can be used. File ID 2 can be used, and from the same back file. Let's see if it restores appropriately. Let's restore it with the, so we have restored it till 1710. Now recover this database by using this statement, restore database Northwind with recovery. So this will simply put the database in a restoring state, and let's do a refresh. Now we have a database. Now let's select the data from here and let's see what comes up. So yeah, you see changes there. So this is a point in time restore. So I hope guys you got the concept. If not, please watch this video twice. You will gain better clarity of the content mentioned in this video. So in this video we have shown you how you can do a point in time restore using SQL Server Management Studio, and similarly you can do a point in time restore using T-SQL statements as well. So I hope the content is clear to you, and if you really like this video, please hit on the like button. Please share this video with your friends. Do subscribe to my channel, hit on the bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. And please do share comments regarding any topics you want us to make videos on, and you can also share your stories with us where you have applied the contents mentioned in this video in any real life scenarios, and was it useful or not. You can mention about that. So I thank you guys once again for watching this video, and you have a wonderful day.